The organization Daughters of the American Revolution is a lineage-based membership service organization for women who are directly descended from a person involved in United States' struggle for independence. A non-profit group, they work to promote historic preservation, education, and patriotism. The DA has chapters in all 50 U.S. states and in the District of Columbia. DA chapters have been founded in Australia, Austria, the Bahamas, Bermuda, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Spain, and the United Kingdom. As of 2012, over 850,000 women have been able to trace their lineage to join this organization. Although it is referred to as the DA, the official name of this organization is the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. The organization's membership is limited to direct lineal descendants of soldiers or others of the Revolutionary period who aided the cause of independence. Applicants must have reached 18 years of age and are reviewed at the chapter level for admission. In the late 20th century, the Society's membership totaled approximately 180,000, with some 3,000 local chapters throughout the United States and in several other countries. Its motto is God, Home, and Country. Since the late 20th century, the DA has expanded its circle of those who are considered to have aided the revolution, recognizing more ways that people served, including women. It has also recognized minority contributions, publishing a book and making it available online. Forgotten Patriots. African American and American Indian Patriots in the Revolutionary War, an extensive resource with the names of thousands of minority patriots, to enable family and historical research. Its genealogical research system provides access online to an extensive database, and it is digitizing family Bibles to collect more information for research. In 2007, the DA posthumously honored Mary Hemmings Bell as a patriot. She was a former slave of Thomas Jefferson when he was governor of Virginia, and was among those taken prisoner of war. Her female descendants are eligible for DA membership. Founding. In 1889, the centennial of President George Washington's inauguration was celebrated, and Americans looked for additional ways to recognize their past. Out of the renewed interest in United States history, numerous patriotic and preservation societies were founded. On July 13, 1890, after the Sons of the American Revolution refused to allow women to join the group, Mary Smith Lockwood published the story of Patriot Hannah White Arnott in the Washington Post, asking, "Where will the sons and daughters of the American Revolution place Hannah Arnott?" On July 21 of that year, William O. McDowell, a great-grandson of Hannah White Arnott, published an article in the Washington Post offering to help form a society to be known as the Daughters of the American Revolution. The first meeting of the society was held August 9, 1890. The first DA chapter was organized on October 11, 1890, at the Strathmore Arms, the home of Mary Smith Lockwood, one of the DAR's 4 co-founders. Other founders were Eugenia Washington, a great-grandniece of George Washington, Ellen Hardin Walworth, and Mary DeShaw. They had also held organizational meetings in August 1890. Other attendees in October were Sons of the American Revolution members Registrar General Drive, George Brown Good, Secretary General A. Howard Clark, William O. McDowell, Wilson L. Gill, and 18 other people. The First Lady, Caroline Lavina Scott Harrison, wife of President Benjamin Harrison, lent her prestige to the founding of DA, and served as its first President General. Having initiated a renovation of the White House, she was interested in historic preservation. She helped establish the goals of DA, which was incorporated by Congressional Charter in 1896. In this same period, such organizations as the Colonial Dames of America, the Mary Washington Memorial Society, Preservation of the Virginia Antiquities, United Daughters of the Confederacy, and Sons of Confederate Veterans were also founded. This was in addition to numerous fraternal and civic organizations flourishing in this period. Historic programs. The DA chapters raised funds to initiate a number of historic preservation and patriotic endeavors. They began a practice of installing markers at the graves of Revolutionary War veterans to indicate their service, and adding small flags at their grave sites on Memorial Day. Other activities included commissioning and installing monuments to battles and other sites related to the war. The DA recognized women patriots' contributions as well as those of soldiers. For instance, they installed a monument at the site of a spring where Polly Hawkins Craig and other women got water to use against flaming arrows in the defense of Bryan Station. In addition to installing markers and monuments, DA chapters have purchased, preserved and operated historic houses and other sites associated with the war. See DA Historic Sites and Database for a map and database of DA sites. Current membership in programs. Eligibility. Membership in the DA today is open to all women, regardless of race or religion, who can prove lineal bloodline descent from an ancestor who aided in achieving United States independence. The National Society DA is the final arbiter of the acceptability of the documentation of all applications for membership. Qualifying participation in achieving independence includes the following: signatories of the United States Declaration of Independence, military veterans of the American Revolutionary War, including state navies and militias, local militias, privateers, and French or Spanish soldiers and sailors who fought in the American theater of war, civil servants of provisional or state governments, Continental Congress and state conventions and assemblies, signers of oath of allegiance or oath of fidelity and support, participants in the Boston Tea Party, prisoners of war, refugees, defenders of fortresses and frontiers, doctors and nurses who aided revolutionary casualties, ministers, petitioners, and others who gave material or patriotic support to the revolutionary cause. http://www.da.org/education outreach. The DA contributes more than $1 million annually to support 6 schools that provide for a variety of special student needs. Supported schools: Kate Duncan Smith DA School, Grant, Alabama; Tallahassee DA School, Tallahassee, South Carolina; Krosnow School, Krosnow, North Carolina; Hillside School, Marlborough, Massachusetts; Hindman Settlement School, Hindman, Kentucky; Berry College, Mount Berry, Georgia. In addition, the DA provides $70,000 to $100,000 in scholarships and funds to American Indian youth at Chemawa Indian School, Salem, Oregon; Bacon College, Muskogee, Oklahoma; and the Indian Youth of America Summer Camp Program. Promoting patriotism. DA members participate in a variety of veteran and citizenship-oriented projects, including providing more than 200,000 hours of volunteer time annually to veterans in Veterans Administration hospitals and non-VA facilities, offering support to America's service personnel in current conflicts abroad through care packages, phone cards and other needed items, sponsoring special programs promoting the Constitution during its official celebration week of September 17 to 23, participating in naturalization ceremonies. American History Essay Contest. Each year, the DA conducts a National American History Essay Contest among students in grades 5 through 8. A different topic is selected each year. Essays are judged for historical accuracy, adherence to topic, organization of materials, interest, originality, spelling, grammar, punctuation, and neatness. The contest is conducted locally by the DA chapters. Chapter winners compete against each other by region and nationally. National winners receive a monetary award. Scholarships. The DA awards $150,000 per year in scholarships to high school graduates, and music, law, nursing, and medical school students. Only 2 of the 20 scholarships offered are restricted to DA members or their descendants. Literacy promotion. In 1989, the DA established the NSDAR Literacy Promotion Committee, which coordinates the efforts of DA volunteers to promote child and adult literacy. Volunteers teach English, tutor reading, prepare students for GED examinations, raise funds for literacy programs, and participate in many other ways. Past events of DA. The DA Museum was founded in 1890 as a repository for family treasures. Today, the museum contains over 30,000 historical relics that form a collective memory of the decorative and fine arts in America from 1700 to 1850. The DA Library was founded in 1896 as a collection of genealogical and historical publications for the use of staff genealogists verifying application papers for the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. Shortly after 1900, the growing collection was opened to the public and has remained so ever since. The U.S. Army appointed DA member, Dr. Anita Newcomb McGee, as acting assistant surgeon, U.S. Army, in charge of nurses. She organized the DA Hospital Corps, Army Nurse Corps, and served as NSDAR's first librarian general. The DA Hospital Corps certified 1,081 nurses for service during the Spanish-American War. DA later funded pensions for many of these nurses who did not qualify for government pensions. During the Spanish-American War, DA purchased a ship's tender for the US Missouri to be used as a hospital launch for transporting the wounded from shore to ship. To help with the war effort during World War I, DA loaned its national headquarters land to the United States. The federal government used the land to erect a temporary war office building that provided office space for 600 people. After World War I, DA funded the reconstruction of the water system in the village of Tilleloy, France, and donated more than $130,000 for the support of 3,600 French war orphans. DA provided materials for sewing, wood, and leather work to the immigrants detained for processing on Ellis Island. This helped to alleviate the depression and anxiety of these men and women who were strangers in a new land. In 1921, DA compiled and published the DA Manual for Citizenship. DA distributed this guide to American immigrants at Ellis Island and other ports of entry. To date, more than 10 million manuals have been distributed. From November 1921 until February 1922, world leaders met in DA Memorial Continental Hall for the Conference on Limitation of Armaments, a groundbreaking meeting for peace. The Americana Collection, founded in the early 1940s, brought together rare manuscripts and imprints previously scattered among the holdings of the DA Museum and DA Library. Today, the collection flourishes from more than 60 years of actively seeking out and acquiring artifacts that reflect a unique image of our nation. DA raised thousands of dollars to assist in the reforestation project of the U.S. Forestry Service during the 1940s. During World War II, DA provided 197,000 soldiers with care packages and sponsored all 89 crews of landing craft infantry ships. During World War II, the use of the DA buildings was given to the American Red Cross. A Children's Day nursery was set up in the basement of Constitution Hall for enlisted men's wives who had to go to work. The tradition of celebrating the Constitution was started many years ago by the Daughters of the American Revolution. In 1955, the DA petitioned Congress to set aside September 17 to 23 annually to be dedicated for the observance of Constitution Week. The resolution was later adopted by the U.S. Congress and signed into Public Law No. 915 on August 2, 1956 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Today's DA. There are nearly 180,000 members of the DA, serving in approximately 3,000 chapters across the nation and in several foreign countries. More than 940,000 women have joined the organization since its founding 125 years ago. Interest in membership is at all-time highs due to both the ability to share genealogical information through the Internet and the fact that we offer today's busy woman a meaningful opportunity to express her love of country and to complete the joyful responsibilities of citizenship, said National Society DA President General Lin Forney Young. Coinciding with the 125th anniversary celebration, the organization issued a challenge to complete 10 million hours of service to America. DA members from coast to coast will also participate in the National DA Day of Service on October 11, 2015. DA members provided more than 3.5 million hours of community service across the world in 2013.